Are we rolling? Yes, we are. What's up, guys? It's your boy McKinley Crane here, and today I'm going to be doing a spoiler-free review of the movie Fantastic Four. Well, the 2015 version, the one that was critically panned, 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, that one. So a lot of people are calling this the worst Marvel movie ever. I don't think it is. Now, let me just say that the first half of this movie was amazing. And I was just like, wow, this is an underrated movie. I love the first half. The first half is so good. Like this part is so good. But then after they start getting their powers and stuff, and there's like that whole 1 year later thing. The quality of the movie just decreases so much. It's not like bad, but it's not good either. It's like average, if you know what I mean. It's not bad, but it's not good either. I already said that, but I need to say that again. It's just okay. This isn't like as horror. This is actually kind of underrated. It's not horrible. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Now, I love Marvel movies and just superhero movies in general. Like, I love the Dark Knight trilogy. I love a whole bunch of other DC movies and a whole bunch of other Marvel movies. But yeah, there are just ones like this. This isn't a bad movie, but there are ones that suck. A few of them, suck. That Howard the Duck movie looks like complete crap. I refuse. I might watch it just to see how bad it is, but Howard the Duck doesn't look good. I mean, I love Marvel movies. I love DC movies. I love superhero movies in general. But there are some that aren't good, but they're not bad. They're just okay. And then there are a few others that are just bad. And this movie is not bad at all. I already said that, but it's not good either. It's just okay. This is like my fourth time saying that, but it just needs to be said. This movie is it's just okay. I'm still giving it a positive review. When I say okay, I mean it positively. Like, if I ever become a Tomato Meter approved critic or whatever, and they take this review and put it in, don't count this as rotten. This is fresh. But I'm saying that this movie, I'm giving this movie a positive. Even though I'm giving this movie a positive review, I'm in no way saying that it's a good movie. It's just an okay movie. After they get their powers and stuff, like I said, the quality of the movie just decreases. It's not bad, but it's not good. It's a bit bland, but it's not bad. It's still okay. There's some good action scenes and stuff, some good special effects, some okay performances. But I feel like a little bit of there's a lot of stuff in this movie that's just left out that needed to be put in. This is still an okay movie. It's not a bad movie at all. I know that a whole bunch of you guys in the comments are just gonna be like, "What are you talking about? This is horrible. This is trash. This is pretty much the worst movie on planet Earth. I'd rather die than watch this movie again." And I get you, but I don't think that this is a bad movie. It didn't offend me in any way. It didn't ruin my day. But I don't think this is a good movie either. I think that this is just an average. I wouldn't say mediocre because I know that mediocre just means normal or average, but so many people use that word to describe bad films. And this isn't a bad film, but this isn't a good film either. I love Marvel and DC movies. I've said that 8 times, but I flipping love them. I love seeing them in the theaters. I just love watching them. I love just rewatching them. I just love the MCU movies. I love the X-Men movies. Well, yeah, yeah. I love the MCU movies. I love the X-Men movies. I was just making sure I wasn't leaving anything out. And I love the Blade movies. I love the Dark Knight. I love the Dark Knight trilogy. That's a DC movie. Right now, when I'm talking about what superhero movies I love, I'm not like talking about a specific like comic universe. I'm just talking about all the superhero movies, if you know what I mean. I especially love the Dark Knight trilogy. The Dark Knight trilogy is my favorite trilogy of all time, and the Dark Knight is my favorite movie of all time. So I love superhero movies. They were like, I just love seeing them. But this one is just, it's not good, but it's not bad. But it's you could say that it was a disappointment because when there were ads for Fantastic Four 2015, I expected it to be better. This movie is okay. It's like, it's not unwatchable. It's not like horrible. It's not a huge dumpster fire. But it's not like like that kind of movie that you praise and stuff like that. It's just and I love the first half of this movie. The first half of this movie is actually what saves this movie from being a bad movie. The first half is what saves this movie from being a bad movie. And I'm not saying that the second half was bad, it just wasn't good. It's part of what saves this movie from being a bad movie, and like the action scenes also save it from like being a bad movie, if you know what I mean. It's not a good movie. I know, don't think that I'm saying that this is a good movie, but this isn't a bad movie either. Like, it's got like, everybody knows that Doctor Doom is the villain, but I thought that Doctor Doom was actually a pretty solid villain, if you know what I mean. This movie's okay. Like, I'd buy it. I don't own it, but I would buy it. I would watch it again. It's like, I'm giving it a positive review here. Don't think that I'm hating on this film. I'm giving it a positive review, but I'm also like discussing its problems while I'm at it. Like, I'd watch it again, and I've rewatched parts of it ever since I first saw it. But and a lot of people actually agree with me on the whole first half was good. I remember my dad saying that he quite enjoyed the first half, but the second half wasn't as good. And then there have just been other YouTubers who are just like, oh, I love the first half of this movie, but the second half wasn't as good. And I agree with that, but I don't think this is a bad movie, and I just need to keep saying that. I don't think it's a good movie either. So don't think I'm loving on this film, but don't think I'm hating on it either. Would I call it a disgrace to all superhero movies? No. Because it's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. And why I even mention that is because a lot of people do consider this a flat-out disgrace to all superhero movies in general. Acting, they say it makes comic book movies look like just a cash grab, if you know what I mean. I've heard some people say that. But no, this movie was just okay. I mean, it's watchable. It's just not as good as the majority of other superhero movies. This is okay. So, and I could just go on and on about my thoughts about this movie. I mean, I'm gonna have to end up wrapping it up in a minute or two. So anyway, I'm not saying that this isn't overrated. This film isn't overrated at all. It's not extremely underrated, but it's a little underrated.